Hey, welcome everybody to our Blitz tournament. It's Tournament Tuesday. 5+2 casual tournament here on lichess.org. Streaming on Twitch. Slaggy is my handle on Twitch. International Master Will Paschall. I've decided to start naming the Blitz and whatever, rapid tournaments after, people who are friends of mine. Dedicating maybe the event to different players and also famous players. We could call it like the Kasparov Arena or something. But I've named this after an old friend of mine who passed away in 2006, Grandmaster Alec Wojtkiewicz. Just a kind of memorial, a little tiny memoriam to someone who I liked and I cared about. So I figured we might as well do something for the people who meant something to us in our lives, even if it's a tiny thing like holding an unrated Blitz tournament on the internet. We keep the memory of the person alive. So I just like to, to call out attention to how great a player that Alex was, and just keep his memory, around in the chess world. He was a Latvian and Polish grandmaster who moved to the United States. I think I met him back in like 1995. Anyway, he was an interesting person and a genius. But sadly, we lost him, and we'll keep him in mind. Anyway, so it's me, the Winter, Bombist, Tushar Kamde, Nabil Kassan, Soltigo. So far, just 6 players. I think that some people, you can see the stream. That's good. I think that some people might get confused because it's not called Sparkle Horse Arena. We might, this first week that I don't call it that, like lose some players or something. But hopefully, that won't be the case for very long. I think long ago I did an Aronian arena, because I once did a Victor Erdos arena because he was playing in the, not so long ago, we had an Erdos arena. He was playing in the, what was it, World Rapid Championship? World Knockout, it was like, what was that tournament, the Knockout Championship? Never saw the stream in 1080. The max was always 720. I don't know what the max is now. I'm not really looking at it. But I didn't change anything with the settings as far as the stream goes. I'm in a different chair. I can sit back in this chair. The other chair I was kind of kneeling on it. But temporarily only. This chair I actually hurts my back, but we'll use it for this week only. Looking for a new chair, so this thing is 720, 60 only. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, guys, we're going to start the Wojtkiewicz Arena 5+2 casual blitz in 8 minutes. Alex was, or Alec, he was a really great opening theoretician. He was master with like the Catalan with white, and just a great player all around. He actually was like a student of Tal's, actually, but he was more of a very positional minded player. So what's up, guys? We're gonna do this tonight. Tomorrow's more Blitz and Rapid Chess, 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm just chilling here with a glass of beer. Tuesday is like my sort of relaxing day. I have a pretty busy schedule other days. Alright, so 7 players so far. Thanks Soltigo to be here and help to moderate. Guys, 5+2 casual. Starting in 7.5 minutes. I don't think we've ever had the Winter before. We usually have a few strong players. There haven't been that many lately. We haven't. Usually there's just going to be a few strong players that'll come by later. I mean, the nice thing about it's a 2-hour tournament, so you can miss the first half an hour, for example, show up and even win the tournament. Last week we did. Want to say rapid. The guy from Greenland, like the Inuit Chess Club, won the tournament. Got Wintered, the Bombist, Tushar. These guys are all pretty strong. Nabil Soltigo, even Moreau, Dr. Moroy. I don't know how to pronounce French. I'm not even going to try. We're going to give you a different name. It's not French. It's just that I have no talent for languages, naturally. So, never been strong with languages. I'm living in Hungary now for, well, 13 years, and I'm still kind of on the third grade, second grade, first grade level. Yeah, the guy was one of the best Catalan players ever. Alex knew the openings extremely deeply. So if you want to play the white side of the Catalan, I would definitely look up Wojciech games. He had a great repertoire with white based on knight f3 on move 1, which I, play a lot myself. Okay, we've got quite a few players in the chat. It's 5 minutes countdown. I think I'm going to change back to the other chair. This chair is just too weird. I can't do this chair. All right. The new chair just felt unnatural. I'm used to streaming in the same position, at the same height, and it just really seems strange. All right. We'll need to pause. Well, I think the guy last week, I can't remember his name now, CDW. He basically played the first half of the tournament, won all 40 points very quickly, and then I think he kind of dropped out for a while. Improve your rapid rating by 5 points. I'll be in the top 100 again. Yeah, I'll have more trophies. Cyber trophies. I saw there was a post on the forums here on the lichess forums from King Crusher. He wanted lichess to mail out physical shields for the shield arenas or shield tournaments, but he got kind of nixed on it. It didn't look like lichess was really down with sending out physical shields. I don't know, man. Poor King Crusher is not going to get his shield in the mail. All right, we've got 10 players already. We usually have 60, 70 players. I'm not dissing him. I actually thought it wasn't such a stupid idea. I mean, lichess is getting to the point now where there's 20,000 players on at any given time. I think they should be a little more proactive, maybe giving something back. I think the shield thing wouldn't be so stupid. I let my tournament, my trophies go. Sometimes I get inactive and I lose my trophies for Blitz, Rapid, and Chess 960, but I could probably get 3 in there if I really apply myself. Alright guys, we're going to get started. It's no new high-rated players yet. Wild Sao, 1900. I'm hoping for someone strong. Maybe we'll get actually Spinal Tap never plays in my tournaments. He's never on. It's too early for him. He's probably directing a quad, some local tournament. Yeah, I agree. Why not just a bottle of vodka or something? Gladys Troll. Shield isn't going to help. But I'm not promoting alcoholism. I'm just saying that I agree with Troll. The shield is not likely to help you. It's kind of a weird concept, the shield tournaments anyway. You're obliged to play the second time to defend your shield, but seems kind of weird. Spinal Tap is not really, yeah, we're kind of friends, but not close friends. We've just been we've always been on good terms when I met him at tournaments and stuff. He definitely knew Wojtkiewicz as well. But I'm just thinking of strong players who have played on my stream before. We usually have more high-rated guys. JWD was he was the winner last time. I swear he took off like the last hour of the tournament, just didn't play. He had 41 points after like an hour, and nobody could catch him. But chess, now correct me. Wait a minute, was last week chess 960, or was it rapid? How am I going to call you? I don't know what I'm going to call you. Mourois. Mouse. I can't say French names, so I'm a little bit handicapped. Would you like to come up with a new name? I'm better with Armenian names. Last week was 7+2. Okay. But I rarely like Berserk, so it's hard. Yeah, last week was 7+2. The week before that we did chess 960. This is 5+2, so I've got to be careful not to berserk and lose my increment. I could just play like it's 5-0. I don't know if I've ever played the winter, but we should play with each other the first round. I've always said this, I don't like the arena pairings. I like to get warmed up, beating like a weaker player the first round. It's a strange pairing system, but I guess there's a logic to it and a kind of fairness. Okay guys, 5+2, it's getting started. It's a 2-hour event, so we finish about 7:15. Good luck, everybody. Mary Lou. Mary Lou would be nice. All right. The winter, he's 2200. Very high in bullet. Well, for me, it's very high, and we don't run into a lot of 22 bullets here on my stream. Rapid 21, so his ratings are pretty consistent. Oh my god, I'm first. I'm going to lose on time. I'm like looking at his rating, talking, thinking. I saw the red. I was like, yes, thank God for the red color. Okay, well, we'll do our normal repertoire. Normally in Blitz, I'm not messing around as much with weird openings. It's a Slav guy. It's a Slav guy. I don't know what to expect from him. I'll probably play rather conservatively because if I don't know, much about the player's style, I'd rather err on the side of caution. Somehow Diva Karan already won a game. Like, how do you win a game in 10 seconds? I guess you get a forfeit, and that answers my question. All right. Who forfeit their first game against Diva Karan? I almost forfeited. As if I have like some room for criticizing. Okay, I can't annotate the game as much as I would usually, but Bishop E7 is kind of passive for black. Typically, Bishop D6 is more common. I famously beat Rapport. In this opening. The tournament where he made his final GM norm. But nevertheless, I think that the Winter is a fast player. He's playing a lot of bullet. Probably, he plays sort of simple systems. When you're playing bullet, I'm not sure the theory matters that much. C5 looks interesting. I guess I'm taking here. He has to take back with the pawn. Or an intermezzo. Intermezzo. Now my queen is a question on C2. How about knight E5? Knight E5 and like F4. I don't know if this is good. I've never actually played this way. I was suddenly inspired to do this because I realized how similar this is to a Queen's Indian E3 variation. But H6 is a good move to see. We like to see H6. That weakens black's king side. Yeah, okay. My queen is a little uncomfortable there, obviously. Probably could have considered bishop F5, actually. This is also like a Kali-Zukertort system for white. E3, you know, Kali system with B3, bishop B2. Focus on the quality rather than quantity. Qual's just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you for the subscription. That's awesome. Knight B8 was pretty abstract. I mean, this is like a Slav maneuver, you know, Knight D7, Knight B8. Sammy Reshevsky talks about that. That knight on C6 being badly placed against hanging pawns. Now, I miscalculated something here. All right. There was this guy who's on lichess, an FM from Ukraine, Yevgeny Yeliseyev, who beat me in a E3 Queen's Indian in April last year. I was going to put my knight on B5, then I was like, oh my god, he has bishop A6. It's pretty awkward. Now I do have knight B5. But is it even a good move? I would imagine it's a good move now. So I guess I gave him too much credit. I thought that he saw knight B5, but maybe he didn't see it, saw it. I mean, he's 2200. He's not like God or something. Like me, he's human. But we've never actually faced this guy before. Knight B8, a really slow maneuver, but it shows an understanding positionally. Now this move, yeah, I don't think that works. I could just take this. I'm threatening knight takes C6 now. Knight takes C6, queen takes C7, knight takes C7. I'm just up a piece here. So I almost didn't take back. Two bishops. Not a good start for Winter, but I'm sure he'll come around. He's probably rustier than me. All right, so we got lucky there. Quick win in the first round. Diva Karan, 1954. Finished second or third in an earlier tournament. Looks like they're taking some of the town there. Diva Karan played a draw against me, but had a really good game. Okay, now we've got 18 players. Lex is 2294, another new player. 2294 in blitz. Thanks to you guys who support the stream and also support lichess. By supporting lichess, you indirectly support peoples like me who are streaming on lichess. All right, what's happening there? Lex, I'm playing Lex. Wow, he's got no points. He has to play the highest rated player. That's kind of sucky. All right, E4. Again, I don't know, anything about this player. I didn't know the winner either. Uh-oh, this. How many games does Lex have? 64, 26, 30. So it's a pretty new account. Possible multi-accounter. I mean, I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way, but I mean, it could be someone I've played before under a different account who created a new account for all I know. Not very many games, basically. The Smith Mora, this is supposed to be sort of unsound. I mean, I don't know what that move even does. E5 is some kind of trap. Bishop takes d6 or queen takes d6. I guess bishop takes d6. I don't know if I've ever played this against a reasonable player, like e5. I've encountered it like once or twice. I think I fell into a trap once. But here it's kind of tempting to play b5. Kind of like get it while you can sort of move. Get them while they're hot. Okay, but castles look safer. Lex Luthor. He has 23 accounts. Yeah, this all looks pretty standard. I'm trying to be on the safe side. But White has an initiative. I don't think I've ever faced this line from anyone of a credible rating level. White has some compensation. I could play bishop d7. The self-pin is a little uncomfortable, but queen c7, bishop d7. All right. Self-pin. But he's got nothing special immediately. I don't really trust my position. I would feel better about it if I had played this position before. But this e5, it's very, very rare. Basically a trap. Like you're hoping for like pawn takes pawn, bishop takes f7 check. I mean, it feels like it should be like totally wrong. I'm sure that a computer would have no problem with black's position here, but I'm on a very, very small margin of error here. If I make one mistake, I'm like lost. This move seems a bit odd. It seems strange to trade pieces when you have I have knight d5. Knight takes d4. And then where do I move my queen? If I bring his rook up, that helps his rook. So this is kind of unpleasant. Queen c7. There's no knight b5, no knight d5. He can play rook c1, but he doesn't really have any sacrifices that will bother my queen on c7 that you would see in other lines of this kind. But I'm not comfortable here. I think just like rook d8 or something. Very, very dangerous type of gambit play by white. No pawn moves. He's not playing bullet, which is weird. $2100 classical, 2200 rapid, 2290 blitz, but no bullet. Uncommon here to find players like myself who have no bullet games. Knight e4. Okay, wow, knight e4. What do I think about that? Queen e5 attacks everything. It attacks his bishop, both knights. Kind of like it. Seems like I'm forking 3 pieces simultaneously, which will ensure some trades. My bishop will protect my queen will protect my bishop. Knight takes c6, bishop takes c6. Strange move, but if it works tactically, it works. Maybe he has some tricks. f4, knight takes d4. I have in between moves, like f4, knight takes d4. Bishop takes f6 doesn't look like much. Here I have to take back with a bishop. I'm triple attacking him. What's he got? F4? Oh, I don't see it. I don't see anything for white. Oh, he's just taking back with the queen. I see. Okay, he's actually... winning material here. The simple tactic. I have rook takes d1. I'm in check. I have bishop takes f6. It's good I have everything calculated out in advance. I'm having like weird hallucinations. This just wins for white, no? I have to sack an exchange, it looks like, to stay alive. Rook takes d8, and then capture on g5. But he doesn't have a great move here. Only move. We have 2 pawns for the exchange, kind of unclear situation. This was not really planned in advance. No back rank mate, please. I could have played bishop d4 check, but I didn't see what it does. The ending should be okay, but not clearly better or worse for either side. I have 2 pawns for an exchange. I don't know. Who's better here? It's hard to call. If I can get a 3rd pawn, I would be better. The b2 pawn, for example. Alex is on there. He says he prefers slower games. Me too. Stressful though. I don't have much experience with e5. I think I lost to it some blitz game along the line somewhere. Maybe black is slightly better here. I feel like I'm being a little optimistic with that assessment. 2 pawns and a bishop for the rook. Just simply defends his pawn. Alright. I mean, I'm going to use my rook pawn. We just pray he doesn't have some kind of piece sacrifice, obviously. But black seems pretty secure. Very good king safety. I mean, I could trade queens, but I don't really want to. And it's hard for him to trade pieces. So it's easier for black to play here. Queen c2. I'll try to get some dark square threats. I've got queen takes and just queen takes and h3 now. He just resigned. I mean, okay, it's difficult to defend. But, I mean, I guess he's saving time. It's an arena. So it doesn't do us any good to play like a super long game. This guy is winning every single game again. The 1900. Oh boy. His performance rating is 2495 so far. Let's see. Why do I have to unjoin the arena to look at another game? Seems like Diva Karan's rating is a little strange with the 1900, 2500 performance. He's 1900 in bullet. Last time he finished like second in the tournament, playing almost perfectly. Well, I think you have great compensation, Lex. I have to be more careful about that variation. I don't know what the truth is, but I guess white just has full compensation for a pawn in the initiative. You know, some people would rather be white in that type of position, and I think they would be justified. Quaz, white missed a clear win, black's to find tactics now. Are you talking about my game? And thank you for subscribing. Lex is unlucky, not included in the total. What? Lex 13. Lex 13 had many names. Macros 42. All right. Another Sicilian. I wasn't really prepared to play that Mora. I'm not warmed up, guys. I don't like playing the strong players. I like to play the weaker players first and then build my way up to the strong players, like a normal Swiss system tournament. Just playing strong players in the first round, man. It happened to me in Zalakaros last year. Open tournament here in Hungary. I was in the bottom half because my rating is like below 2400 FIDE, and I had to play Yevgeny, what was his name? I had to play like two very strong players the last 2 years in the first round of that tournament. It's very strange for me to not be in the top half of an open tournament. Extremely strong event. But this year I'm thinking about not playing. I'm going to play in the Budapest Spring Festival instead, which is a tournament here in April. Okay, macros now. We had a game like this. This can be an old Indian for white with d3. Or a kind of c3 Sicilian if you take on d5, but it looks like a passive version of the c3 Sicilian. So I agree with macros to play d3, but now what? Maybe you can play e5 here? e5 and then d4. And where should I put my knight? On g4 or e8? g4 or sorry, d7 and f8 back to e6 is an idea. Actually, after e5, I like this kind of pawn structure, but I don't really like my knight's path. Going to like d7 is strange, going to g4 is kind of strange. I prefer white didn't play e5 and just let it turn into kind of a normal old Indian with colors reversed. Okay, we got a lot of players now. Diva Karan, though, I mean, he's just wiping people out. Alright, bishop g5. This like looks like it loses a pawn. Or gives up the bishop pair for nothing. If I take an e4, you take on f6, then I take on f3, you take on g7. What the heck is going on? Take on e4, you take on f6, I take on f3, and I'm attacking your queen, you take on g7, then I take on e2, you take on e2, and I play rook g8 or something, and we have this strange position. Opposite color bishops, I'm like a pawn up, but it's really pretty bizarre, but I think it might be good. Anyway, it'll be fun. So we'll take everything, go to opposite color bishop position, with weird imbalance. I thought it was a pawn up. Oh no. I miscalculated. It's equal pawns. Oh no. Equal pawns is not good. I thought I was a pawn up here. That's a problem, because it wasn't worth doing this if I'm not going to be up a pawn. That means I did something seriously wrong. Alright, well, now we have the sketchy king and no real justification for it. King on f7. But white is okay. That was weird. I hallucinated I was a pawn up. Alright, well, I better improve my counting technique. I could castle queenside yet. I didn't really consider it. I've been planning on putting my king on f7 all along, but it's worth considering. But basically Macros is okay here. I feel like my king is fundamentally more safe. I feel like it's more safe on f7. Sneaky threats. a2 pawn and other things. Still, it's not that clear. Blinded myself with a stupid fluorescent light again. I think I'm gonna have to change the light bulb in my office because this is like happening too frequently. If I even look at the light out of the corner of my eye, I get like this sunspots. He's a very solid 1400 player. Yeah, he's underrated. It's strange because he seems stronger than that. He's 1800 in rapid chess, no classical. 1800 rapid. He's just not good at bullet, but I don't know what the 1400 is. He's not 1400. He's played a number of good games against me in simul's and stuff. You can see he's got a win in 3 draws. That's not a 1400. There's no way the 1400 is getting 2.5 out of 12 against me. Not to sound arrogant, but I mean, that's just the way the rating system works. You don't score against people who are 1,000 points higher than you almost anything. So he's guarding against the threat. I've got 95 though. I could just play blindfold. Maybe that's the answer, to play blindfolded. I really didn't look at the light bulb. It was just close to my line of vision. Man, that thing is brutal. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It's the Wojtkiewicz Arena after my late great friend Alexander Wojtkiewicz from Latvia and Poland and the United States. We lost him back in 2006. He was a hell of a chess player and a genius. A genius in the Catalan opening with white. With knight f3 in general. I managed to swindle him a couple times, but I always had a bad position out of the opening. Okay, knight takes f3. He called me Tricky Fish. That was his nickname. His nickname for me, dubbed the Tricky Fish. Pawn takes pawn. Bishop takes d4. But that was like a compliment, because Alec never really doled out compliments to anybody. Here I wouldn't mind like trading one set of rooks to reduce any kind of complicating counter chances. One set of rooks seems like a good amount of rooks to have on the board here. He's threatening rook e2. So I probably don't want to block my own e-pawn. It's not so easy though. Rook e3 is a good move. I don't really know where to go. I'm allowing him to play rook e2 here. That loses a piece though for white. So that's good. I'm threatening e5 in any case, but I have a doubt about bishop c6. I don't know. I just kind of chose a square at random finally. I'm seriously... Divakaran lost to me by not playing the what? Not playing his game versus me. What do you mean, he like aborted? I'm not sure what you mean by that. We win material now with bishop e5? Not exactly. But exactly. We don't win material. I see the board better with this sunspots gone. Rook f3, only move. Rook f3. Rook f3, bishop c6. He goes back. Okay, it's not an easy position. White gave up a pawn. We're just better here. As I said, I wanted to trade one set of rooks. With two sets of rooks, he might have some threats against my king, but with a single rook, it doesn't look as problematic. Now, it's still not so easy. I like keeping his rook bottled up. Can we play g5? Got good king. Oh, I missed rook. Ouch. I missed the crushing move there. Man, that was dumb. That was dumb. You fell for it. I have g4 check. Alright. But I'm suffering. Wow, insta game with that's the fastest I ever had a pairing in an arena tournament. Wow. Raymond Carver. 1500. What did you mean by that, Nabil? He lost to you by not playing his game versus me. I saw a game there. Raymond Carver just sacked a pawn. It's not chess 960. What is that? I can't do takebacks. I'm blinded. I'm totally blinded by the lamp. Oh man. I didn't really look at it. I think I need a new lampshade for this lamp, to say the least. Man. I'm going to play conservatively here. The sunspot is blinding out the clock. Bishop c5. This looks familiar. Raymond. What's that? Li Chao. Li Chao in the Spring Festival? What? In my Spring Festival? That's crazy. Why would a 2700 play in that tournament? I mean, it's a good tournament, but it's not that caliber. In my Spring Festival, Li Chao is in the mix? That's crazy. The prizes are okay, you know, for like Hungary or Europe, you know, Eastern Europe, but I don't expect 2700s. I don't think there was anybody close to that last year. Alright, I'm seriously getting problems with this eyesight issue. I'm just gonna play bishop g5 and like trade off my knight, my bishop, whatever it is. Yeah, but knight d7 is good. Okay, the eye thing is really bugging me, to be perfectly honest. I can't really see the board properly. I looked at the light bulb at the corner of my eye. There's this massive sunspot. It's basically blotting out the H file and like my king right now. I can't see like G1, H2, H3, H4. Oh man. Bishop G5 was a kind of stupid move. But I'm up a clear pawn here, so I guess I don't have to be perfect. I don't mind just trading some pieces. So move 11, you are talking about my Spring Festival here. I'm becoming weak. Becoming blind is more like it. Let's just develop some pieces. Rooks to the open, the half open file. I don't have any open files. No more backward pawn for me. We're just up a pawn. Sugar Master, formerly of Armenia, now of Croatia. Unless I'm confusing him with a different player. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. got plenty of time. I'm a pawn up. I should have, I should really berserk, I guess, but with the blindness, I'm basically playing 200 points handicapped here. Let's look at this. I really want to trade pieces, but that brings his queen out. Then I've got 95. Oh my god. It's his move? I was thinking it's my move. The clock is also partially obscured by the blindness. I could play King's Gambit. Let's just develop some pieces. But I want to trade for that guy, I guess. I hope I don't drop something here, though. I seriously can't see H1, H2, and the clock very well. It's a massive, it's like I looked in the sun or something. This massive sunspot on my eye. Waiting for me to get back. Was I lagging? I don't want to do G4. I mean, that's just... Raymond saw the threat there of knight d7. It's not very deep, I know. Maybe bishop h3. He's actually threatening counterplay with, like, c5. Which I don't really want to see. This opens up my king a little bit. But we gotta hold the e5 point. It also opens up my rook on f1. We're threatening stuff. Maybe. Sort of. I'm sort of threatening g4, but not really. I guess it doesn't even do anything. Like, he can just go g4, bishop g6, f5, bishop h7, and say, haha, you know, you don't win anything. You're just weakening yourself. Like, if bishop g6, I'd probably think about taking it, but it may be easier just to play something like bishop e4 and be up a pawn. Bombas to second place. Put a light shirt over the lampshade. Yeah, that lampshade is... It's a really small light and a small lampshade. This has happened before, but this is about the worst that ever happened during one of my streams. Queen e7. Everything is protected. I've got g4. Still don't like g4. I guess he'll play rook e8, and then I'll have to play, you know, something to defend my rook. Along the lines of, like, queen f2. But he has unopposed bishop pair. I mean, his dark squared bishop could be a strong piece in some instances where, you know, he plays like b6, c5. Now we have massive threats again. I don't know what they are, but some sort of discoveries with knight takes c6. Just keep him busy. Bishop takes rook takes is good too, winning a piece. Okay, I mean, he gave me a pawn on like move 2. I mean, move 1. That's always nice, you know, when your opponent is 1,000 points lower and just gives you like a gambit pawn on move 1. Diva Karan is offline. Maybe. Looks like they're playing now. Looks like they're losing to Shiny Water. Shiny Water, if Shiny Water is black, they're just owning Diva Karan there with a beautiful IQP type position. Alright. We still can't trap that bishop, but we can try. But even f5 doesn't work. It's like g4, bishop g6, f5, bishop h7, f6. I'm just like overextending myself there and like mating myself on h2 ultimately. Oh man, all right. He's threatening f6, essentially. So I'm going to have to move my knight at some point anyway. I really have a suggestion here. Seems like a really stupid move. Knight c4. Achieving nothing. We'll make him think for a second and then come up with some kind of plan. I mean, I could simply trade rooks. This position isn't necessarily lost for black. I mean, he's down a pawn, but in the endgame, the bishop pair might save black down a pawn. My knight is not really as strong a piece. Maybe I should trade bishops, in fact. Okay, whatever. We can pre-move. Don't be afraid to pre-move. But it's not so easy. If not for the move one gambit, black played well. And I'm still not convinced I have a winning position. King f8 also an excellent move. But let's go back to this. If you're going to put your king on f8, we can mess with you somehow. Queen f5. Feels like there should be some kind of winning tactic here. This doesn't really do anything. I'm just setting myself up for tricks. He could repeat position. Queen f5. Yeah, I mean, look at this position. It's +1. Oh, all right. I'm playing. Join the game. Well, we're down to 3 seconds. I'm in second place after Diva Karan. Nabil Kassan says I am second. But Hamzaulka. That's hard to say. All right. Knight c3. A lot of times people transpose to the Rasalimo. He's insta-moving now. 1300. He's going to try to flag me. I hate when people do this. It's not a variation. Why do so many people take on c6? It's not a good move. You're trading your best piece on c6 without any provocation. I think I actually had this once. I liked getting the dark squared bishop. It reminds me of a g6. Look at this, 1300. Bishop c4. This could be dangerous, playing there instead of bishop e7, but I didn't want my bishop to be tied down on a bad square. Yeah, he's 1300 based on 42 games. He's playing more like 1900. And fast, too. Well, he must be really bad tactically because his play thus far looks excellent. Yeah, I was concerned about rook d1 there, honestly. And my inability to be able to play to defend my d6 pawn. So he's making some hesitant moves now, but I still think he's pretty darn good for 1300. Rook c1 is obviously not great. This looks like a tactical oversight. I'm just going to take on b2. It's still not so simple. I can take on b2, yeah. He has an in-between move. We might end up with another opposite color bishop position. We're on c3. We're also on a2, actually. Knight a4, queen takes a2. This way loses, should lose. I want to say it like loses a piece, but now I'm unsure. Bishop takes c3. Well, in any case, he's playing too fast. It's a 5-2 time control. You're playing a player like 1,000 points higher. You need to take your time. Queen d3 is an excellent move. If I take on f5, I thought initially I was winning a piece, but he has this defense, you know, queen a3 and rook b3, and he doesn't lose a piece. And then my king side is messed up. So I can't take the bishop. I like playing this solidly. Minimum danger to my king. Very safe king. The second pawn is possible. Second pawn. But again, he's playing too fast. He's got 4 minutes left, man. I mean, what? There's no, like, prize for having more time at the end of the game. You need to take your time. It's not like an Egyptian burial. You take your stuff with you to the other side. Yeah, he just blundered his rook. So I think his #1 problem is playing too fast. Other than that, like, he's probably more like, you know, 1600. What am I thinking here? I need to save the bishop, first of all. Maybe rook b1 would be the best move. Trading more pieces. Divakaran in first, Bombast in second. My eye is still... It's moved off to the periphery, though. Like, this, the blindness is off the H-file, off the clock, off to the side of my eye. Just kind of a distractionary, hallucinogenic sort of effect. How does one slow down? Well, you know, we have to ask ourselves, why is this guy playing too fast? If the problem is that all he does is sit around playing 1-minute chess, then it's easy. You just stop playing 1-minute chess for a while until you slow yourself down. Is the problem that he's playing, you know, too fast games? I mean, I really don't think it's optimal for beginners to be like training playing 1-minute chess, you know. First you have to become a strong player, then you can learn how to play fast. It's exciting, it's fun, but this guy, I had the feeling he could be like 1600 if he would take his time. Alright. It's a good question, Surbate. How does one slow down? Play more slow games, play less fast games. You have to think about it consciously. Maybe he never really thought about it, you know. Maybe he just moves as fast as he can. Nobody ever coached him on like managing his time. But you know, using the clock wisely is a very important skill in competitive chess. Anyway, Tushar. I'm not gonna mess around with Tushar anymore. I played the G takes F Cairo Khan against him, and he just ripped my face off. That was very, very unpleasant. So I've got to be more careful with him. Yeah, I think I'll play like an accelerated dragon. Use the eye patch on my right eye. That would be cool, the pirate. I've got to choose like a safe setup. C3 is not a variation. This is like a beginner's move. Players who don't know any theory play that move. Tushar, did your rating go down a lot? Or no, you're high and rapid, 2191. So I think after d5, black has a good game. This isn't really an accredited variation for white. Like playing c3 against the accelerated dragon. I think I actually, noticed when I was analyzing some random game that there might be like the 2300 player out there who played it randomly. But there's no need for white to play that passively with the 5c3. You can play c4 or you can play knight to c3. I mean, those are the two best moves. Set a timer for your moves. Well, you can set a timer. You can set like a theoretical timer as well. I was thinking knight takes d5. But it's also interesting to maybe even consider knight to e5 there, punting both bishops simultaneously. Tushar won a nice game in the simul against me on Sunday, but he used up all of his time, which is, that's something a lot of people don't do, and I give him credit for that. He was down to like 1 minute or something, if I remember correctly. Guys, I have a simul usually on Sundays, and my eye is better. I can see normally again. So there goes the dark squared bishop. This is a very promising exchange for me. Now subsequently what we do will be based, I guess, on that weak pawn. He also has a strong knight though. You have to consider that knight is quite powerful. So where do my pieces go here? I don't know. He has one weakness. If I play knight e5, the thing is that his knight I'll never be able to get rid of that guy from e5, it seems like. So I'm hoping to just improve my pieces and keep the options open on I don't really want to play e5, so it's a quandary. His knight on d4. If I play e5, I block my own bishop. Okay, I don't mind this trading. I have a better structure in the endgame. We just have a better technical position. It's almost like he's trying to trade pieces. Seems like he's concretely playing to trade pieces. What's his score so far? It's really stupid that I can't see while I'm playing. Why can't I click on that while I'm playing? Now e4. I guess the minority attack on the queen side makes sense. Ideas of a5, b4, maybe breaking up his queenside pawns. This is a good position for black. I guess queen b6 is almost winning. The focus, I wanted to say. Almost being the appropriate word there. He plays kind of a strange game. I guess I win a pawn here. We're winning a pawn. We have arguably the better minor piece and the better structure. King's safety is a question. But it may turn out that his king is actually, you know, better off in the center where it's active. Okay, he blundered. Just blundered a simple tactic. Alright, we got the streak starter started, but Diva Karan started losing. Nabil Sanchez, the French defense. I don't want to see a French defense, Nabil. Wait, you don't play the... Do you play the French? I'm getting you confused with someone else now. Alright, there was that African guy with a weird name, and for some reason, I'm getting him confused with Nabil. Nabil is like from Jordan, not Africa. Slightly different place. Is that a real tactic, trading pieces? Well, I mean, there's a famous game like Capablanca versus Menchik. It was the strongest woman player of her time 100 years ago, or whenever it was. I guess around 100 years ago, Vera Menchik. She has this game with Capablanca where she concretely tries to trade all the pieces. I mean, it's obvious, you know. And Capablanca just takes every little advantage she will give him, like tiny little concession and little concession till anyway, I'm talking too much. Till he wins. Nabil's pretty strong. He's 2000, so I really oughtn't get into a big conversation here. I think we had this position already with someone. I've definitely faced d5 with the bad structure. Someone played d5 straight up and lost a pawn against me. I've had different move orders to reach this type of position, I guess. b3 is one approach. Another interesting approach is bishop f4. But like, what would I do on queen b4? I think I like the b3. Put my bishop on the long diagonal. Guys, I named the tournament after my late friend Alexander Wojtkiewicz, who was a Latvian Polish grandmaster who moved to the US like back in the early 90s. He died tragically back in 2006, but I think I'm going to try to dedicate some of the arena tournaments that we make to people who I knew or know, rather than call it Sparkle Horse Arena every time. So don't necessarily look for these Tuesday tournaments to be named after me. Some people might have gotten confused this week when they didn't see it was called like the Sparkle Horse Arena. A6 is a good idea in general. He wants to try to free himself. But knight a4, if I aim at that b6 square, I could play knight a4 and go like queen b6, or that's interesting. Somehow knight a4 seems wrong, but we'll try it anyway. Famous last words. I'm playing for the b6 weakness. I can't actually play knight b6 because he has bishop c5. But I can play queen b6 at some point, or knight b6 depending on the circumstances. So rook b8, queen b6, I was thinking. Just keeping him kind of clamped down. If I can get the two bishops in an endgame, that's also a good advantage. So knight b6, bishop c5 is still on. This is a good move though. He's trying to play like for knight g4 traps. And he's also hitting e2, unfortunately. Exploiting my move perfectly. Huh. Guess I moved the queen. Queen d3. Queen d3 or queen d2, actually. Now I'm threatening knight b6, maybe. Nabil is ahead on time. He's super tricky. This d5, man. Damn, that looks kind of weird here. I don't know why I wanted to start singing the Smurfs song. Alright, bishop e5 loses to knight g4. The super nasty trap. I can do h3. Just take on d5. Looks good. At some point I'll take on, you know, I'm happy to take like on c8, but I'm not really in a hurry to fix this pawn structure. All right. He's so fast. Bishop f3. I'm just a little bit better here. He's so strong tactically, though. You could see, like, he sees all these tactical tricks constantly. This may have been a fairly bad blunder. I mean, I might have had takes on d5 there. Maybe I could have played bishop takes d5 last move. Queen takes d5, queen takes e2. But the good thing is I got the 2-second increment in case of emergency, but I don't want to get down to that 2-second increment. It's not nearly as much time as the 3-second increment. Wild, wild sow. Somebody has defenses here. Bishop e6 ideas. I'd like to trade queens into an endgame with a pawn up against a kind of tactical player. That sounds like a good idea to me. Not the easiest endgame to win, though, but really safe. I may have had better, but I'm just getting kind of low on time. Queen e5 doesn't work because of something in the last position. Now it actually is getting weirder. What is that? Queen g5. h4. Like he's trying to induce me to make more weaknesses. He has queen d2 there. I was scared of queen d2. Rook c1. And what's going on here? I mean, he eventually is going to just have wasted time. I don't have this tricks. Queen d2. Now I have bishop e5. Finally winning material. He had queen d2 even last move. I must have had something earlier. Alright guys, we're in second place. Wild Wild Sow is coming on, and Nabil is good to keep him down on 17 points. Lex is slow. He's on 8. Expected him to do well, but he super master. Only played one game, it looks like. Alright, we are in first place. Not lots of high rated players. I'm the only one over 2,300. silence in the room. 56 minutes left. Mary Lou, where are you? Mary Lou has 10 points and still not out of it. Diva Karan started very quickly. If I remember correctly, they play super fast. It looks like Bombist is playing the London system or something of that sort. No, that's a French Bern variation, a Rubinstein. Bombist has a very strong attacking position. Quaz, thank you for subscribing, Quaz. We played once before, I forgot about that. I don't know when that was. Alright, we're going to continue our thematic Sicilian. Man, long wait to pair this round. For you it was. I had one game that was like insta-paired. Before I even finished my game, I had a new one. Alright, I'm going to play something different. I played Accelerated Dragon one game, but it's not really my main defense. I normally like to play the Rouser better. The black side of the Rouser, or classical Sicilian. Quaz, what is your rating? 1900, but 2193 in Rapid and 21 in Classical. Okay, so this guy's pretty decent. Here I played like Queen takes d4 against Ed Furmanik and offered a draw at some tournament like 10 years ago. He was surprised because I'm like 200 rating points higher. But the guy had beaten me when I was young, and I just like never beat him. But that ending is kind of lame. I think I'm gonna pass and just play like Bishop e7. There was a game that a Hungarian Grandmaster had with white in a position like this. Something very strange, like Bishop e3, Knight g4. Yeah, now we could transpose back into some theory. Castles, Bishop e3. Although maybe now I should trade queens. It'll still transpose. Like he wants that ending. Castles, Bishop e3. Queen c7, Knight b5 is good for white. So what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I have to do the trade now. I lost to Volokitten. I was mentioning this the other day. The under the table kicker Grandmaster. Rook takes d4, a6. I don't remember if the kitten played f3 though. I'm not sure that's a good move so early or not. It's like not necessary to play f3. So I also had another game with Alexander Ivanov that I played black in US Championship, which I completely spaced on. Kasparov, or Kasparov if you prefer, he had some game. Yeah, with Knight a4, but this is probably nothing. This is like Kasparov's game. It's all theory, but not really dangerous. The kitten knew it better. He did something like maybe without f3. Somehow he didn't trade bishops, but his bishop went to h4, and he just like finessed me. This is basically equal. I think black is okay here. There's a question about b5 or not, but probably better to play it than not. Rook to d8, defending said pawn. Looks logikos. But it's not forced to play it right away. Maybe I should play Knight c6, Knight e5, Knight c6 to keep that in play. Because I was a little concerned about Rook b4. These ultra strategic Karpovian endgames, Quaz. The way he's played so far, I wouldn't put him, but I would put past him to play something like rook b4. You know, the average player wouldn't probably come up with that. But in my experience, your queenside can get kind of weakened in this line. White can actually do a4 or something, you know, and so knight c6 is going to mess with him in a lot of positions where he tries to do a4 or rook b4. I can play like knight c6 and change the dynamic on the queen side. I don't have to just do like b takes a and everything's destroyed. What's that? You found the Mecha Capablanca game. It's a really nice game by Capablanca, just accumulation of small advantages. I mean, I think they probably played more than one game. So, you know, I may have been sending you on a wild goose chase there, but Quaz played f4, which may have been wise, because if he didn't, I'm going to play g5 myself, probably. But on the other hand, it's not so simple. I think the black is better here because I have an active king. All my pieces are in play, and I'm basically like kind of a piece up in a way. The centralized king in the endgame has to give black the better chance here. He's sort of playing for some sort of tricks with like knight d5 check, but I don't think that's relevant anymore. As long as my knight's not on c6 to get hit by knight d5 check, there is no knight d5 check. And we still have the upper hand. He has e5, which I didn't really think about, but it's probably nothing. My bishop's defended. Oh, look. Hey, Mom, my bishop's defended. I didn't even notice the bishop was defended. Lucky. But even if it wasn't, I would have just like bishop takes f3. He can't do e5. Better king. You know, you could also argue that black has minority attack. White's bishop is a little bit restricted. He's got unpleasantness with a knight on c3. But I wouldn't say black is winning. I mean, I'm just better here. Far from winning. Rook d3 just looks like a safe move. Doesn't really... Yeah, h4 is an excellent move. Guess I could play e5. I mean, but it seems unnecessary. Now he has e5 again. But I don't have any concrete... No, neither side has any concrete threats here. I really want to play like g5. Maybe I could have gone ahead and played g5 right away as a temporary pawn sacrifice, but I have to calculate h5. You know, what's going to happen in the event of h5? He's going to get a passed pawn. Like f takes g, h takes g, h5. I like it a little better with a knight on e5. But, okay, it's just awkward for white. Knight d1. What's he going to do? Can't really weaken his queen side. Maybe a3, but that looks weakening. But maybe it's okay. Okay, his rook on d3 protects the knight on c3 from tactics like a3, knight takes a3. He played a4, which looks dangerous on the surface, but it's kind of a good idea. In often many situations here, I don't know. I'm just going to play a5, put my pawns in the right color. This actually looks like a weakness. Now all of his pawns are in absolutely the wrong color. So knight a3, my knight may never get out to the light of day, so I can't do that. Again, e5 we have to always think about. But he's hanging on here. Pressure along the c file. still, it's not clear what I should do. Knight c5, I guess. But then he finally has the tactic. Alright. So I'm going to play the bishop a6, knight d7. If I played knight d7 there, he had e5, I think. I'm going to reposition or think about it. But I also have this. Is this really a plan, what I'm doing here? I don't want to just play for time. I mean, rook c3 looks like a kind of artificial move. My plan was to improve my knight and put it on d7. Here my rook can be more active now, but I want to put it on c5. We're gonna have problems. Nah, that's not happening. That's not happening. I am not trading bishops in this position. He's defending pretty well. Alright, let's try this freaky idea. Basically a pawn trade. He looks like he's a good increment player. Oh my God. Seriously? Did you see the moves he found with like no time in increment zone? Rook h2. Wow. And this move? Well, he finally missed something. Man. That was getting kind of scary. He was defending really well with increment time. Increment time. Got it under control. But the rook h2, I just totally spaced on that. That was... Probably he's fine, you know, objectively. Maybe h5 was like a mistake. Or g5. God, I don't know. I should go back to the tournament, but I just wanted to see... When I played g5, if I blundered there... This position. Knight d7, a normal move. No, the g5 is the best move according to Stockfish, or one of the best moves. Holy crap. That is insane. Okay. Alright, back to the game. You missed this. Zenchess missed this. Diva Karan is coming back now. And Wild Wild Sow is lurking right behind me. What's up? There was certainly a free rook, if not a forced mate. Whoa. You're talking about my game, or I'm missing the context? Playing Mary Lou. Mary Lou. Because I can't pronounce his name properly. Knight c6 is cool. But if I play g3, then you play e5. So I've got to play d4. Alright. I don't want to play the pier. It's reversed. I haven't had one of these in a while. It's my game with Nikola Sedlak. Wait, now knight f6 is different though. I can play bishop g2 here. Sedlak played bishop f5 right away, which is sharper. Now c4. Okay, it's just a position. I have a very small lead here, 1 point in the tournament. I don't know how Divakaran gets so many points. They've played, I guess, a lot of games. It seems like they lost like 5 games in a row. And still they're a point behind me somehow. Well, how you do that exactly? Is it Maroy? Monroy. That was that Canadian company that had these like score sheets that you could automatically upload or something when you play the game. That's different, Monroy. This is weird. He's given up his center and then moved his bishop a second time. I mean, how can that be right, you know, theoretically? It's not. The answer is that it's not, but it's not that easy to punish him as you might think. Knight takes e4. I'm so close to knocking you out. Mama said knock you out. This is not quite gonna cut it. So close to an immediate knockout, but not quite. Anyway, well, it's the Wojciech Memorial, so this sort of setup for white is definitely appropriate. Rook c1, or we just take and queen b3. Wasting a lot of time here in a 5-minute game. You know what? I'm just gonna take. It's simpler. It's a lot simpler. Queen b3. So this buys time to play rook d1. It incidentally attacks his bishop. The white center is very strong. And if you play the Catalan, I mean, this kind of position has got to be your bread and butter. I don't really play the Catalan. I just pretend to play the Catalan. Missing out a +20. It's hard to punish seemingly illogical moves. Hey, what's up, Arsenal fan? Well, he's only made some small mistake here. You know, trading his center away, putting the knight on c6, and that's our you know, what was I trying to say? It's the word isn't coming. Debatable anyway. It's debatable whether like knight c6 is a mistake. I philosophically I think it is, because you're blocking your c pawn from being able to influence the center. But I'm not going to go out on a limb and say like the Chigorin defense is just concretely unsound. You know. It's probably not as good as some other setups, but it's playable. Sorry, I ate. Hey, what's up? Govin Kurt. It's snowing. Govin Kurt is in my city. He's stalking me. No, he lives here too. Sup, Arsenal. I haven't seen outside since it got dark. Alright, now what's up? Yeah, I'm not interested in your pawn, really. I mean, that wasn't my motivation here. We're losing a piece. Like he's trying to trick me. I don't think I have any sort of tactics. My advantage is long term. We might have a d5 tactic at some point, but not yet. Bad queen. We call this the bad queen in Catalan speak. There's no good place to put the queen because he put his bishop on e7. It's like it wanted to be a resident of e7, but You didn't pay the rent. The bishop moved in, and now there's no place to go for the bad queen. Bad queen found an original place to go. He may be looking for exchanges, which is probably not a bad idea. What about tactics? Anything? Looks like I don't have any special tactics. I mean, it's not a big deal if he trades queens, he trades queens. A4, queen b4. Bishop c3 maybe is an idea. Not sure what it does. Well, queen d6 turns out to be a top option. Knight g5 does nothing. Loses a piece in an interesting way, though. All right, well, I just have to kind of play chess here. I don't know. Let's keep the d4 pawn protected. Queen d6 is a star move. That's a exclamation point kind of move. And I wasted a lot of time coming up with nothing. He's also got to be, you know, defending b7 with tactics. Problem is, I'm not sure he wants to trade queens, you know, philosophically. Queen b4. Can we trap his bishop now? Yes. The answer is yes. I didn't really calculate it. I just quickly looked. I thought, okay, what's the deal? He just didn't look that far. The hunter or the hunted? You've got 2 pawns for a piece at most. Plus I can always play like bishop takes c6. But I think that Mary Lou Moroi. A3 was too slow a guess. A3. Which game are we talking about? Okay, this is a nice, easy mop-up operation. But I've lost the lead to Diva Karan, of course. He's super fast. Like, spastic fast. He's playing Quam. Alright, we got a minute 28. What? What's that? Bishop takes b7, another pawn? Alright, I think we can just eat this. And another pawn. No, but if I take the second pawn, he might have some weird c6 type of stuff. Rook takes, c6, take. Actually, that's ridiculous. Alright. I'll take as many pawns as I can get. I'm hungry. Don't be afraid of ghosts. Knight d5. Yeah, just put pieces on good squares, and good things will happen. Got the fork, which may or may not be that relevant there, but he's crushed here. All right. It is over. Back to tournament. We're back narrowly in the lead by 1 point. Wild South coming out, you know, with that bad start. And now winning. And Quam is coming on too. Diva Karan against Quam. It's funny, like, none of the players who are like over 2,000 are dominating. Except for me. The players who are dominating are 1800, 1900, 1900, and 2007. Well, I wouldn't call Nabil dominating, but he's up there on 20. Rating doesn't seem to matter too much here. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Did you play now? I didn't see all the list. Just 44 players. Usually we have a few more. It's a little bit later today. Wild Wild Sal. Okay, so he's been scoring really well. We only played once before, I don't remember. Oh, it was a London system. Man, I had this hallucination it was chess 960 for a minute. That was weird. Well, it's a form of Old Indian or English opening, maybe you might want to call it, after like e4. I lost to Spanish Grandmaster Arizmendi Martinez once with e4 knight g5. He's actually American, originally living in the United States. Knight d7, knight c3. We're going to be playing a straight up Old Indian, the last of which I played last year, the Slovakian FM, or I beat. You're not playing. Okay, you're at work, right? It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the US of A. The Old Indian, or King's Indian, Wild Wild Sal. It is Old Indian. You're from Germany? I'm just guessing because it's Sal, right? Eric Lebrun played a lot of Old Indians against me online. Not too many players. The only Grandmaster so I can think of. He's doing the he's trying to do the old whatever it is, the lion. We looked at someone's game recently in this line. The black lion, I mean, against d4. I think in the Philidor it makes even more sense. Alright, but whatever. My argument would be that it makes slightly more sense in the Philidor, but okay. c5? Don't I have that here? Maybe not. I mean, is it not good? Strange but true stories of the black lion. Maybe it's not good to play c5. We'll just continue positionally. I don't want him going to knight f4 ever. Bishop g4, h3 loses a pawn for me. Okay, bishop g4, I play d5. That should be okay. And then we follow up with whatever. Yeah, but that's okay. I'll do d5. No knight e6 and no taking on d4. No, it's the automated defense. You can do it against everything. e4, d4, Philidor, Divakaran. Who is he getting these points off of? Like, seriously, he lost like more than half his games. Who is he getting all these points from? Stop giving him points. We get out of the pin, and then we're going to try to do something here. Reshevsky style, maybe. I don't know. b4. We got to watch the knight on c3 with the queen on c7. Bishop e3 looks like a natural move, doesn't it? Yes. I don't like this exchange for black, but maybe it's not that bad. It has some kind of sneaky idea behind it. h4 is almost forced. I mean, strategically. I can't be having any bishop g5. That's not happening, and trading my darks for bishop off. And the other thing is I need my bishop on h3. I'm not sure this is the most accurate move order, though. I don't have to do it right away. I'm trying to stay ahead on the clock. Yeah, I mean, I thought you should have done queen d7 there, maybe. But then your knight would get kicked to hell, basically. All right. He didn't want to allow me to play h5 with that massive space advantage. With the knight on h8 is pretty strange. But I think white has to be better now. I'm threatening bishop g5 and just bye-bye h-pawn. Though, I mean, maybe that's decisive. Maybe he can do something on the queen side. But I didn't like how he played bishop takes f3. I think he should play bishop back to d7 and keep the pieces on and try something there. The Asa defense, c6, d6, queen c7. Sounds like move 11. Been hanging out at the New York City chess scene. Asa Hoffman, who I remember at like my second ever tournament, trying to hustle people in blitz in like 1986. Okay, we're just taking what we can take. But I don't think I want to see an opposite color bishop situation. We're looking for the H file. And, man, I mean, if he takes on d5, that looks horrible for black. It's almost like he has to play f6. That's ridiculous. Black is just crushed here. Divakaran's still in first place, so we've only got 25 minutes left. Somebody's got to stop that guy. Sengupta. Gormally. I drew Danny in like a 2-pawn down knight ending, and he was so pissed. It was really depressing. This is an amazing move. King f7. I'll be darned if I saw that move. That ruins my whole entire plan. God, man. Ruining my day. I could have played rook h1 first. I can't believe it. Could have played rook h1 first. I didn't. Now it's like, how do I improve my position? Silliness. Now I'm like stuck here with no way to improve my position. Well, I'm not sure if this really helps him, you know, trading. Probably doesn't hurt. This is an awfully good ending for me. I mean, trading queens. I've got queen d7 check, queen e7, pawn takes pawn. Not that simple. I guess I'd rather not trade queens. I mean, it really should be a relatively straightforward win. This is probably a stupid idea to play queen takes queen. But I'm clearly better here. It's a knight ending. He should take back with the pawn, I thought. But who knows? f4. Not sure that's even good for me. Man, this game is taking too long, Wild Sow. Just taking too long. Take. No. Take. Beautiful pawns. Those have to be winners. I think I can virtually like dominate his knight. Knight end games are very unforgiving. You can just improve gradually. Wants to go to h6 or something. Okay, this game is while we're playing this 20-minute game, Divakaran is playing like 3 games in the time it takes us to play this one game. He's lost 2 and won 1 in the time that we've played. Look, he's got 40 points now. Who is that guy? Oh. I thought he had to go knight h6 there to try to go to f5. Now this is serious. We're never going to catch Divakaran now. Who did he play in the last few games, and how did he get so many points? That's got to be Zhuang of some kind. But I thought he made a very serious mistake earlier. When he played king takes f6 instead of pawn takes f6. I'm just going to walk in here. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. King is a fighting piece. And other trivial concepts. Well, we'll never catch the guy now. He just resigns, plays another game, resigns, plays another game. That's what he did. He got through. But who is he beating these games? You know, that's the thing. He beat Bombast, then Bombast he beat again, and Soltigo. What? Bombast is like 100 rating points, 150 rating points higher, and he beat him twice. Wow. Bombast is up to 24, but it's nowhere close enough. I'm in second place, solid. He's played 16 games. He just resigned like 6 games now. He won a couple of those, but he lost 4. Actually, he lost more. 5. That's weird. 5. Nabil Hassan. So guys, I'm going to be back tomorrow after the tournament, Wednesday morning. Sorry, weird Wednesday tomorrow. Unusual openings. Nabil, the same variation? Nah, something different. That is different. I'm going to play the hedgehog. You're going to play the hedgehog after g3. Unusual variation with knight c6, but interesting. I actually wonder about this. Nabil suddenly improved his opening approach from the first game vastly. I win a piece here? It's too good to be true. But I do. Doesn't seem fair. I have d6. Take the mouse off the resign button. Can I catch up to Divakaran? I can't play any games. Have an interesting game for Thursday. Awesome. Guys, the subscriber stream, I sent out a reminder email earlier today. Bring some interesting games. He just resigned. There's nothing he could do. He's losing a piece on d6. 17 minutes left. Bombas is playing Divakaran for the 3rd time, but Bombas is getting like trounced. He lost 2 in a row. Now his king is out in the middle of the board. Is he up any material there? He's just lost everything. Like, look, Bombas is just down pieces. Dude just played queen takes b8 against him. What is going on there? Okay, black has a queen. I'm looking at this game here on the top of the board. Holy Chess, thank you. Jerndatch, what's up? We guys are streaming tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We're going to finish this up in 20 minutes. Quarter after the hour. The tournament is 2 hours. I named it after my old friend, Alexander Vojkovic, who passed away a little over 10 years ago. He was a great player and a pretty good guy. So I'm sorry that we lost him. After it happened after I moved back here, but I mean over to Hungary. But I just want to remember him and remember my old friends, you know, who we lost along the way. So that's why it's called the Vojkovic Arena. We'll try to come up with different names for the tournaments that I do on Tuesdays. Our Grand Prix game was very interesting. If you watch the game, you will probably see that I saw, there was a lot going on there, dude. And you played an interesting opening. I think there were a lot of mistakes, but it was really, you know, interesting as well. Both sides made a lot of good moves as well as bad moves. I played that line a lot during Dutch, but nobody ever tried to play e5 where you played it. And it's debatable whether it's a good move or not. Quite an interesting pawn sacrifice, though. We're getting down to the wire here. Mary Lou. I didn't berserk any games. Maybe this would be a good time to start, but I'm not prepared to play bullet here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is basically like bullet to me. I need my 2-second increment in case of emergencies. This could be a long game. Possible like closed Nimzo. This is what I usually do. Kind of traditional Nimzovician setup with bishop b7. I don't like a3. a3 looks like a clear mistake, just wasting time. I mean, it's not like white is getting devastated or anything. Now he played bishop f4. That's a pretty strange move. Not really sure what to do about that. That's quite unusual. g5, queen c2, bishop f4. This is getting kind of strange. I could play knight f6, I guess. Not my usual sort of formation here. I'm usually trying something different, but I don't like getting these knights redundant usually, but f5 look very weakening here with that white square h6 move. Probably it was fine. Now my knight on e4 is a bit weird. Okay, I have g5. I can always trade it off. I've got g5 and bishop takes g2 winning a pawn. He has some compensation, but I'm not going to refuse an offer of a pawn. Now what? Is this a good square? Better to go back home. Or even bishop c6. Controlling the a4 square, no more check. Probably this is a bad move. But anyway, I'm up a pawn. At least I have something to compensate for my bad moves. Yeah, I thought so. The knight's going to get kicked anyway. I mean, ultimately I have the safer king here, and I'm up a pawn. He has an ominous center, but may not be that much he can actually do with it. This way I can take on e6 with the bishop. The moment of truth. Divakaran has got 49 points. Like, who did he play? Where did he get like all those wins from? Everyone just loses to him automatically. I thought their F takes G might have been better. The white king isn't all that safe here. Where should my king go? Am I safe here? It's a bit weird he can do c5 sacrifices, but I thought I could weather the storm based on his king position. Anyway, I'm never going to catch the guy with 49 points. It's just ridiculous. He's just like crushing everyone. 1900 in bullet, winning the tournament. Okay. Is he berserking every game? Yeah, I try to keep a positive attitude in the stream and ask everyone to do the same. We're not going to be able to catch him. He's got 49. How did he get like 9 points ahead of me and then have another game going at the same time? His performance rating must be really low. It's like King Crusher. King Crusher system. Just keep resigning until you get like low-rated opponents. It takes a while to get repaired though. I mean, King B7 with the sneaky threats. I put my king in the wrong place. Takes queen. Yeah, this is definitely not a safe place for my king to be right now. I think we're going to have to bail on that plan and run the other way. So I never should have left the center with my king, it appears. I should go back here. Queen E3 is an amazing move to find. I mean, with the limited amount of time, if I play any natural move there, he has C5, Queen A6 with kind of nasty mating threats. Streaming tomorrow morning. 10 a.m. Blitz and Rapid Chess. But I don't really believe in White's position. I mean, he's a pawn down. And his king isn't all too safe either. He can't even open up the center because his king isn't safe. Maybe I could have played King B8 last move, but even that looked... The thing is, he can play King B8, C5. I don't want to fix his pawns. So I'm just going to run my king over to the other side. At least here we're safe. We're up a pawn. His A pawn is weak. I've got to break with H5. Treating queens is, you know, it would be normally a good idea, but just make sure he can't lock the king side there. Now he's like desperate. C5 is desperation. I'm just walking away over here. I got Queen D6, maybe. Queen B6, King E8, King E7. Maybe there's a sacrifice on there. No. N-O. Nice try with a D6, man. Sorry I couldn't oblige you. But I'm gonna have to say no to that possibility. Queen sandwich. Quite a fighting player. 1800 is... I don't think so, dude. Your rapid is 1900, your bullet is 1986. Why is your blitz 1800? It doesn't make any sense. He's absolutely better than that. F5's kind of risky, really, when you think about it. Maybe I have queen d7. Prophylactic move, but he's not threatening anything. I'm threatening maybe h4 at some point, and we start going. I'm not sure how to approach this. It might be so blocked it's difficult to make progress, but he took on h5. You know, now eventually I should be filtering in and winning somehow. But I knew this kind of game would happen, you know. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said about the closed Nimzo. This was what I expected, like a 70-move game in a very, very locked position. Pretty standard, really. But don't tell me he's 1800 lichess. Oh no. Queen g4. It doesn't work the same. I had rook takes f3 check there. No. But now I do. Alright, it's finally clear. I don't think we're going to get any more games. I mean, of course Diva Chiron wins the tournament. He like just decimated everyone at the end. Where does that come from at 1950? He didn't have to play me once. It's very strange. How did he play the whole tournament, all those games, without getting paired with me once? And I play Bombas, but I have no time. And anyway, I can't catch up. Whoa, back to tournament. I grabbed the back to tournament sign. You're from Somalia, Africa. Wow. Knight takes d4. It's a long way from Budapest. Knight c2. The Bombas plays. The knight c2 is a good line for white, but I was thinking about something here a while back. Something experimental by playing f5. I don't know. This is risky, but I don't think this game's even going to count for the tournament. But this is a way I was thinking how black can play to try to maybe take advantage of the early knight c2, essentially. He seems completely unfazed by this. Absolutely and completely unfazed. I'm like, I don't know what I was expecting to have happen here or do. This is not inside my normal repertoire. Just a speculative idea. I think it was Stockfish approved. Knight d4. Yeah, let's just play knight f6, I guess. White's position is better strategically. Bombas is playing a very principled game here. He also not giving me... I don't like knight e4, but I liked other things even less. This game just isn't going to count for the standings. But he allowed knight takes c3, knight takes g7, king f7. That's good for him. Alright, I have to take back. Yuck. Pawn takes is not the greatest. Queen takes is not the greatest either, but it's probably what I have to do here. White is just better. My position is sort of dubious, but we're running out of time. Divakaran wins the tournament. I'll finish second. Wild Sal. Lex came back to 25. Divakaran, that's quite an impressive result for someone who's like 1900. Queen takes e4. 1900 lichess is basically like 1800 FIDE, probably. Dominating the tournament. With lots of 2100-ish players here. Bombist strategically plays really well. We have 3 draws. Wow, I didn't even realize that. Though I think these are actually longer games. 30-30, 30-30. Yeah, these are simul games. We've never played in blitz, but his game looks like so correct. This is just a dubious line. I guess it's just dubious. I don't know. Strategically dubious for black. Strategically. Where am I going? Here? Bishop e3, queen takes b2, and then rook b1. Is that good for me? The other option is maybe queen h4, which I'm not in love with either. We got very bad weaknesses on the white squares. Now he has like rook e1, but the f-file is dangerous if rook e1. But I don't like this line. Just white square weaknesses. Okay, I have some counterplay. Maybe black isn't losing, but white is better always. Not easy to win a tournament here on lichess. Sure. Divakaran. 1900 blitz. 1977 bullet. And rapid 2062. I think last time he finished second, the tournament he played in, from India. And it's nearly 2 a.m. But you avoided playing me the whole time. It was fate. But it wouldn't have mattered, probably. Even if I beat you, you would have still played too many games for me to be able to catch up. I'm just too slow. My game is too slow. You know, not only slow in time, but I have too many of these 50-move grinded outs that I play. Like the last game against Mary Lou was 50 moves and technical closed position. Too difficult. Okay, guys, so tomorrow morning we'll be playing 10 a.m. blitz and rapid chess here on lichess. Weird Wednesday, unusual openings. I'll wrap up the tournament in a minute when I finish this game. The Bengal Tigers. F4. Professional move. Bombist. Bombist seems like he's probably a strong player over the board. Like, I'd be willing to bet he's stronger than 2087, maybe as high as 2200. But I might be wrong. But his game seems awfully correct. To me, he's very principled. He's got 3 draws against me in simuls. Maybe he's just not that fast or whatever. But 2100. But his game is awfully principled, you know. He's got to be at least 2100 FIDE. Here he dropped a pawn. But perhaps more significant than that is the possibility of me trading dark squared bishops to kill his bishop pair, to kill a mockingbird. To kill a mockingbird. Bishop d4, bishop takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes g6. Rook takes f4. Was that the secret move that I envisioned when I did this? But he has... Yeah, I guess I envisioned this. You know, bishop takes g6, rook takes f4. That was sort of deep in my subconscious. He doesn't want it. He's on b7, but I mean, this pawn is pivotal for me. I think I need that because... just because. I needed to protect my knight on d4. That's what I was going to do. If bishop takes g6, rook takes f4 protects the knight on d4. The ending after bishop takes g6, h takes g6, queen takes d4 is probably better for white. But he has rook takes f4, queen takes f4, rook takes e7 here, which should be okay. I'm obviously on the verge of dropping g3, forking my queen and rook. So, what's going on? We got rid of his bishop pair. And we like the queen and knight combination in the accelerated dragon. This is a classic Marazzi scenario where the guy has like white squared bishop. Okay, there's no tricks here, right? I have to play rook takes. But this looks good. I mean, I don't have to trade queens and give him that minor piece ending. I have queen g5. And my house is in order. Okay, there still may be something, but I have rook f8 threatening. I mean, his king is wide open now. Queen and knight combination, I have queen e3 check. Maybe he has to play queen f2. Yes. That is a good move. Queen d2. Queen c1 check. Doesn't seem to do anything. We don't want to play e5 and get mated. That would be a problem. But I am just... well, I could play knight c6. But I think it's better just to go queen e5, no? I really want to get my rook in the game. We need to stabilize everything, make sure everything's protected. The e7, the d4. Get the rook in the game, make his bishop look bad. Endgame, queen f4. Might be his last chance. If I play rook f8, it's over here, honestly. So, I mean, queen f4 is ugly, but it might be the only chance to try to avoid. His idea is to try to trade rooks in a different way. King g7, interesting. What happened? He resigned. I thought I lost on time. I was like, what? Wait, why did he resign? Oh, queen e3 check, which I didn't even see. Yeah, never resign, because I might not see. I probably wouldn't have seen it anyway. He's dropping a piece with queen e3 check, queen takes d3. All right, back to tournament. Wojciech Arena. So Diva Chiron wins with a performance rating of 21-28. 19 games played. I'm second with 23-64, 12 games played, no berserks. And Wild Sal finished third with a 21-48 performance, 14 games, also no berserks. So congratulations, Diva Chiron, with an amazing performance based on the rating. I mean, he's 150 points higher than his rating performance. He lost a couple games in the middle and then seems to go crazy at the end, winning every single game until the end against Wild Sal. All right, guys, 51 points. Nice achievement. I will be back tomorrow morning, guys. If you have any questions, ask me tomorrow. Got about 40 viewers. Amaranth? Who's Amaranth? Not a chess player, obviously. I don't know if Magnus Carlsen get 1,200 viewers. I'm not so sure. Alright guys, we'll be back tomorrow morning 10 a.m. Thanks for watching and subscribing. I will be playing unusual openings tomorrow. Good tournament guys, thank you. We'll also upload the streams to, I'm not done yet. We'll also upload the streams to YouTube. So if you guys want to watch the tournament later on, I will, I'll have the Blitz and Rapid tomorrow. Thursday is subscriber stream here on lichess. We've got game analysis. It's 7 p.m. Yeah, CET on Thursdays. Friday more Blitz and Rapid. Tomorrow 10 a.m. Thursday is subscriber stream. Friday more Blitz, and Sunday is a simul at 6:30 p.m. CET. Okay guys, thanks for subscribing. You can support the stream on PayPal here, either on this on Twitch or on the YouTube channel, and that's about it. It was a long tournament guys. I'm a little tired. I'm out of here, so GG, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks Soltigo for moderating. Bye bye.